Today, I am going to give you a heads up. Did you hear the rumor that Starbucks is going to offer Boba type drinks in the near future as early as 7th of May, according to some food blogger in New York? Well, before Starbucks does, let's make our own. This time, I am going to show you drinks inspired by Starbucks, and they are going to be called Summer Berry Refreshers. 3 different ways. For the recipes today, I'm going to use raspberry jam. These come in large jars of 3 kilograms. They are cost effective and give some kind of natural flavor and texture. These are not jams used for bread spreads. It's more like a puree. If you don't have access to this, you may also use bottled purees or syrups. The second ingredient, because it's going to be water-based, I'm just going to use plain water here. And for the second drink, it's going to be lemonade-based, so I'm going to use some lime, not lemon. You can use lemon or calamansi if that's even more accessible to you. And for the third one, I am going to use my coconut milk. Now, if you don't have coconut milk, you can also use plain milk and add some coconut syrup. To make the drinks more delicious, I am going to use dried raspberry. Now, these are entirely optional, but it just makes the drink a little bit more natural. And also, I'm going to use some frozen mixed berries here. And for the popping boba, I'm going to use my raspberry popping boba. To prepare the drinks, I'm going to use a shaker to make sure that everything is infused and that the flavor is there the moment you sip your drink. It is not exactly going to be similar to what Starbucks will be offering, because according to the rumor, Starbucks will be offering something blue and red, the blue being a mix of all berries, blackberry, blueberry, and the color of the drink will be blue. This time, I am going to make a copycat. For the recipes today, I'm going to make them in large cups because these drinks look better in larger cups. So it's going to be 22 ounces. Let's start with our first drink, which I'm going to call Summer Berry Refresher. First ingredient, we need our raspberry jam. I need 30 ml. Now, it depends really on whether your jam is sweet enough, okay? But for my 22 ounces, I'm going to use 30 ml straight into my shaker. And then my secret ingredient for this is vanilla syrup. So I'm going to add just a little bit of my vanilla syrup, 1 pump, or in this case, this pump is 7.5, slightly over 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to add 1 pump there of my vanilla syrup. And then I am going to add my dried raspberry. So this time I'm going to just add 1 teaspoon, not a lot. This is just to make sure that you get that natural flavor. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my dried raspberry there. And then I'm going to add water. For the water, I'm going to just bring it up to 150 ml, not too much because I'd like to pour it over ice later. Okay, so bring it up to 150 ml. I'm going to add just a little bit of ice, not a lot again, because I want it to be cold, but I'd like it to also look nice when I assemble the drink later in my cup. Give it a good shake. If you have an automatic shaker, it's a lot easier. I love using a Boston shaker, but it takes a little bit of practice to be able to use this. And now let's assemble into our serving cup here. First, I am going to add my popping boba. I'm going to be generous for this one. I'm going to add 2 scoops. This is just so that it looks good in my presentation, but if you're doing it for your shop, I would suggest that you measure it. So if you're going to add just 1 scoop, add 1 scoop. If you're going to add 2 scoops, make sure you factor that into your cost. Okay, so because it's not full, all you have to do is to add more ice there. Fill it up to the top with ice. Not to forget that this is water-based, so it doesn't really matter. So it's just more ice and more cold. And also the presentation is quite good. So I'm going to just decorate this with a bit of some green on top there. And then put the lid on, and I have my first drink, which is Summer Berry Refresher using water-based and that delicious looking raspberry boba at the bottom. For the second drink, it is going to be very similar, except I am going to use lemonade as base. So once again, into my shaker, I am going to add 1 ounce or 30 ml of my raspberry jam. I am going to add my optional frozen mixed berries here, okay, make it more natural. My secret ingredient, which is vanilla syrup, 1 pump. And then I'm just going to add some lime, okay, just about 1 piece of lime, or I don't know, if you'd like it to be a bit more lemony, then I would say 1 whole. And then I'm just going to bring it up to 150 ml. Okay, now we are ready to assemble the drink. 2 scoops of my popping boba there. Fill your cup with half full ice, okay? And then now I'm going to pour my mix over. Okay, that looks absolutely delicious from where I am. So I hope that you can also see how lovely this one looks. And because this is a lemonade, I'm going to go the extra mile and add some lime and also my garnish here. And we have our summer berry lemonade. Now we are on our last drink. This is going to be Summer Skies Refresher. It is how Starbucks is going to call it, but it's going to be mixed with milk. So it's the same recipe, except we're changing some of the ingredients here. 30 ml of my raspberry jam. My not so secret ingredients anymore. This is my vanilla syrup, 1 pump there. And then this time I am going to replace the water or the lemonade with my coconut milk. So into the shaker, coconut milk. And then just to make it more premium, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my dried raspberry. Ice in there. And it is time to shake. Okay, it's time to assemble the drink. Get my 22-ounce cup here. Raspberry popping boba. Half a cup of ice. Pour our coconut mix over. And it is perfect. And to make it more premium, you can add a slice of coconut there on top, so making this a Summer Skies Berry Refresher. The downside of using all berries here, like red, you can hardly see the popping boba, the raspberry popping boba at the bottom. But well, you can always change that strawberry or raspberry jam into something like passion fruit or some lighter color to make sure that you see that red raspberry popping boba at the bottom, okay? But anyway, I'm sure this one will also taste as good. So refreshing, and that fruit flavored boba just popped in my mouth. So that's the purpose of popping boba. It really pops in your mouth. It's just fruit, water base inside, but absolutely refreshing. It just adds excitement to this drink. It adds a little bit of sourness into this drink. Definitely more refreshing than this one. Pop. It pops again, and the delicious taste of that coconut milk. Oh my God, this is absolutely fantastic. Now, which one is my favorite? I would rank them according to taste. I would say 1, 1, 1. They all taste absolutely good. It really depends on your mood. Say, for instance, if I am going to have this drink sometime in the morning, like after my breakfast, and like to have something refreshing and it's scorching hot outside, I am going to have the one with the lemon. And if I'm having a sundowner, say I'm seated by the beach, I'd probably have this one as simple as this. It doesn't have to have lime, because I'm sure the beach would help as well. And if I needed to be not just refreshing, but also satisfying and fulfilling, I would have this. That's all I would like to share with you today. If you have any questions at all, do let me know in the comment below. In my next video, just to give this a variation in color, I am going to make very similar drinks, and I'm going to use passion fruit jam instead. So check out my books, All Things Milk Tea and the Basic Barista. Details on how to order in the description box below. I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.